What if one ancient place changed the whole story of human history? That is why Göbekli Tepe matters so much. Found in southeastern Turkey, this site is more than 11,000 years old, and it seems to show that people were building huge stone monuments and gathering for shared rituals long before cities, pottery, and full-time farming became part of daily life. That changes the old idea that civilization came first. Instead, Göbekli Tepe suggests that belief, teamwork, and coming together may have helped start civilization in the first place. To understand why Göbekli Tepe is such a big deal, we first need to picture the world it came from. This was a time before kingdoms, writing, metal tools, and large cities. People lived much closer to the land, hunting wild animals and gathering plants to survive. In Upper Mesopotamia, where Göbekli Tepe is located, some of the earliest farming communities would later appear. But Göbekli Tepe belongs to an earlier moment, when human life was still changing and new ways of living together were just beginning to take shape. Göbekli Tepe stands on a high ridge near today's city of Şanlıurfa in southeastern Turkey. From that spot, people could look out over the surrounding land for miles. The location was not random. It sat in a region full of wild animals, useful plants, and important travel routes. That made it a good place for groups to gather. Its high position also gave it a strong visual presence, making it feel important, memorable, and possibly even sacred to the people who built it. For a long time, Göbekli Tepe did not look like a world-changing site. It was first recorded in a 1963 survey, but its true importance was not understood at the time. Everything changed in 1994 when archaeologist Klaus Schmidt recognized that the stones on the hill were not simple markers or broken remains, but part of something much older and far more important. Excavations began soon after, and what researchers uncovered shocked the archaeological world. Beneath the surface was a massive prehistoric site with huge carved pillars, built thousands of years earlier than anyone expected. As digging continued, archaeologists uncovered a series of large stone enclosures, many arranged in circles or ovals. Inside them stood huge T-shaped limestone pillars, some more than 5 meters tall. Many of these pillars were carved with animals like snakes, foxes, boars, and birds. Some even show human features, including arms and hands, which suggests the pillars may have represented human-like beings or powerful figures. The stone was cut from nearby bedrock, moved into place and carefully arranged, showing planning, skill, and teamwork on a very large scale. What made this discovery so surprising was not just the size of the structures, but their age. These were not rough shelters built for survival. They were impressive monuments, created with purpose, long before the rise of cities or empires. This is where the story becomes even more surprising. The people who built Göbekli Tepe were not city dwellers with kings, metal tools, or fully developed farming villages. They were hunter-gatherers. For many years, scholars believed groups like this were too small and too simple to organize major building projects. But Göbekli Tepe forced a rethink. Somehow, these people were able to plan, carve, transport, and raise enormous stone pillars. That means they had stronger social organization, shared goals, and probably more complex beliefs than older views of prehistory allowed. In simple terms, they were doing far more than just trying to survive. At first, many people called Göbekli Tepe the world's first temple. That label caught attention. But the truth may be more complicated. Early researchers saw the site mainly as a ritual center, a special place where people gathered for ceremonies and large feasts. More recent work suggests the story may not be that simple. Göbekli Tepe may have been a ceremonial site, but it may also have been connected to everyday life more than people first thought. Instead of being only a temple, it could have been part of a wider social world where building, gathering, memory, and belief all came together. That is what makes the site so fascinating. The more archaeologists study it, the more complex it becomes. One of the most striking things about Göbekli Tepe is its artwork. The pillars are covered with carvings of animals, including snakes, foxes, boars, birds, and other creatures. Some images may have represented danger, power, protection, or important stories shared by the community. Others may have had spiritual meaning that we still do not fully understand. That is part of the mystery. The people who made these carvings left no writing behind, so archaeologists have to study the symbols carefully and make cautious guesses. Even so, the carvings clearly show that these people had a rich symbolic world and a strong visual imagination. This is the biggest question raised by Göbekli Tepe. For a long time, the usual story was simple. First, people learned to farm, then they settled down, then cities, religion, and large public buildings followed. Göbekli Tepe suggests the order may have been very different. It raises the possibility that shared belief and ritual brought people together before full farming had taken hold. In that case, gathering for ceremonies, feasts, and monument building may have helped push people toward more settled, organized lives. That does not mean every scholar agrees on the same explanation. There is still debate. But Göbekli Tepe has made one thing clear. Religion, or shared ritual, may not have been a product of civilization alone. It may have been one of the forces that helped build it. Göbekli Tepe does not stand completely alone anymore. New discoveries in the same region, especially in the wider Tas Tepeler area, show that it was part of a larger Neolithic world. Other nearby sites suggest that people across this region were experimenting with monument building, symbolism, and new forms of social life. That makes Göbekli Tepe even more important, not less. It was not just a strange one-time wonder. It was part of a bigger cultural shift that was happening in this part of the world thousands of years ago. Even after years of study, Göbekli Tepe still holds many secrets. Archaeologists are still debating exactly how the site was used, why some parts were buried, and what many of the symbols truly meant. Another big reason for the mystery is that only part of the site has been excavated in detail, so there is still much left to learn. New discoveries continue to add pieces to the puzzle and sometimes challenge older ideas. That means Göbekli Tepe is not just important because of what we know. It is also important because of what we still do not know. Göbekli Tepe matters because it changed the way we think about the human story. It shows that long before cities and empires, people were already capable of complex ideas, shared effort, and monumental building. In doing so, it forces history to ask bigger and better questions about civilization itself. Göbekli Tepe is more than an ancient ruin. It is a reminder that the first chapters of human history are still being rewritten, and we may have understood them wrong for far too long. Göbekli Tepe reminds us that human history is not as simple as we once thought. The deeper archaeologists dig, the more they uncover a past filled with surprises, skill, and ideas that appeared far earlier than expected. And that is what makes this site so powerful. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments what ancient mystery we should explore next.